Greetings fans, hyperfans, and people just lost looking for videos of cats on YouTube. I am looking at a Dungeons & Dragons beholder. Not this one in particular. This is a little third-party mini that I painted up in honor of one of my favourite Twitch streamers, a painter who goes by the handle Aya the Beholder. But beholders are one of those sort of monsters that is very strictly tied to Dungeons & Dragons, Wizards of the Coast, and Hasbro. And I have a couple of beholder things. I have this. I have the original Dicelings when they came out, which are sort of D20 that transform into copyrighted Dungeons & Dragons monsters. And I picked up something very cool this time round. Now, because Hasbro in the UK are dreadful at distribution, this, which should have been a huge £80 figure in your traditional nerd shop, I managed to pick up for a very respectable £15 at the granddaddy of overpriced nerd shops, Forbidden Planet. It is incredibly heavy. It's a huge box. I mean, I am set up for doing action figures and small robots here. And this chap turns out being 20 centimeters tall, 25 centimeters long. So it's going to be sort of touch and go whether or not I can actually even fit this all in. But let's see if we can open this up. This is more than a generic beholder figure. This is the crime lord Xanathar, who is a fan favourite figure. Instructions. And actually, I even had a friend who cosplayed this particular monster. And I'm sure that there are going to be people who are way more into the lore in the comments telling me that, oh, I should have talked about the goldfish, I should have talked about the cult trying to keep him happy, I should have talked about the bar that he works out of. And there are videos on that. Look. There are people who know this stuff way better than I do. I'm just trying to empty this out. We have one sort of very peculiar shaped box, which has, I'm going to assume, all the sort of accessories in. Let me take, this is from Hasbro's. We're going to definitely not use any plastic packaging. I know who that is. I'll probably open that up last. What do we have in here? We have a large number of eye stalks. We have more eye stalks with a different coloured irises, some with necklaces and bracelets, and I don't know, what do you call them when they're on an eye stalk? Okay, let's see what else is in that big box. Okay, so that is a large pile of gold with skulls, chalices, etc., and that's going to act as the display stand. So finally, one last plain cardboard box. No big reveal, it's another plastic bag, sorry, paper bag. with the Beholder's main body himself. We have an opening mouth, we have lots of ball joints to plug those eye stalks onto. Right, I am going to attach everything into place and I will be right back. So here we have Xanathar in all his glory. It is a really big, really heavy model. I mean, the box was big and heavy. I had no idea that, you know, the figure would still stay sort of this large. Actually, all of the D&D monsters at this scale have been really sort of impressively big. You have to forgive a little bit of shaking because this is really sort of testing my setup to its limit. But what you have here is a very heavy, very chunky Beholder. He does come with a stand to stop him from rolling off, but that's not sort of the most stable thing in the world. Each of the eye stalks is a hard plastic. There's no articulation within the eye stalks themselves, but there's sort of like a double ball joint at the base of each arm. The mouth articulates open. Actually, I'm just going to zoom in so I can show you the face detail. So you have this sort of really lovely sort of scaly skin texture all the way through. Color blending around the eyes. To be honest, I would be absolutely happy if I was painting at that kind of detail on a 32mm. The mouth articulates open, showing a quite deep detailed throat. The tongue is not at all articulated, but you need to be able to open the mouth because the play feature with this is there is a tiny switch / lever inside, if I can find it, which allows you to articulate the eye. Honestly, not the best placement of that switch, because like you literally have to have your hand in his mouth in order to get that eye rolling. But you know, it's a thing. Oh, we have one more bag to open. We got this in the first bag of accessories. This is going to be Stilgar. So Stilgar is probably the one living creature that Xanathar has any sense of affection for. So you would think that he gets looked after pretty well. No. A Beholder has no idea what a fish needs, and Stilgar has a tendency to keep dying. But in order to keep their boss happy, the human minions keep replacing him with fresh, identical fish so that he never notices that he is now on sort of Stilgar the 427th. The sculpt on the fish itself is not great, to be honest. It looks like something that you would buy a pack of 20 from Poundland, but I guess that the container is quite nice. It would be kind of cool if you could open it up and sort of swap between 4 or 5 different Stilgars. And it kind of feels like he's there to stop this from being a generic Beholder. Okay, so if I try and zoom out again. So as the box says, once he is all tentacled up, he is about 20 centimeters tall and about 25 centimeters wide from eye stalk to eye stalk. See, what have I got for size comparison? Well, if I bring in one of the Honor Among Thieves figures, which are the same size as the Marvel Legends, you can see he is an impressive size. If you are looking something to decorate a D&D table, if you are looking for something to sit on a shelf, you know, he is an obnoxiously large and heavy piece to do that with. While I think he's going to look really good in my D&D collection, I'm very glad I got him for £15. Now, I think that there are a few branches of Forbidden Planet up and down the country that still have this guy in stock. We might find some more consignment style stores like B&M, Home Bargains, getting these poorly distributed figures at reasonable prices. In short, I think this guy was absolutely great as a £15 impulse buy, and would have been terrible as an £80 import purchase. The details are fun, the accessories are okay, it falls down as a toy on a couple of fronts. If you can manage to find one for £15, yeah, pick him up. Thank you for joining me as I give this guy the once over. If you want to help yourself as well as this channel, there's lots of interesting affiliate and merch links, as well as the like and subscribe buttons. So until next time, if you're keeping the mint in package, you're not a toy collector, you're a box collector.